Yo, 1 2 1 2. How the devil are we? How are you guys doing? Let's uh let's get off this screen, shall we? Alex Q, burst in. There we are. I just had to get myself settled there. I was putting the wrong link in the Discord. There's always some kind of hiccup. Alex, how you doing, my friend? How's everybody else? It's moving day. Well, tomorrow's moving day. Today is moving the stuff day into the car. I've rented a van for the first time ever. Makes you feel like a man. Makes me feel more manly. I go to the place, I put on a little voice. Yeah, all right, geez. Yeah, just looking at getting a little van or something, really. You know, throw the old stuff in the back. What you got for me, governor? And the guy's like, SWB or LWB? And I'm like, ah. And I have no idea what that means. Oh, yeah, actually, what would you recommend? Well, it's short wheelbase or long wheelbase. Oh, yeah, we'll have the short wheelbase. Yeah, we'll have the short wheelbase. No idea. But yeah, we've loaded up the van. We're going to be moving tomorrow. How good was Maya's episode? What's up? Oh, two Alexes here. I'm very well, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, really, really enjoyed. If Maya's tuned in, really enjoyed Maya's episode. You can find all of her stuff at the description, but I throw her stuff in the chat as well. Make sure you check out her music. Awesome stuff. We've got a celebrity in the chat. Harvey, how you doing, buddy? Been a hot minute. Hope you're well, buddy. Always DJing nowadays. Always DJing. I see your stories. Busy man. Are you DJing in the same venue or is this different venues around the country? I have no idea. No idea where you're at in the world. It's been a hot minute. Harvey's like a regular OG winner of the beat battles. The beat battles are coming back, by the way. Maybe not next month, but maybe next month. Maybe I could do the end of the month. I got to get into the new studio and sense the vibe. I'm like worried that the internet won't even be here at the weekend, but we'll see. Working from home today. Nice one, buddy. All over the gaff. I'm glad to see it. Harvey won the first ever beat battle. Madness. Alex, I'm so behind on the YouTube episodes. I've been so busy. I need to catch up. Hey, man, we're not rushing you. It's all good. You go at your own time. It's all good. Caleb Paul Humphreys, called you Humphreys there in the Hamptons. There he is. How you doing, C? Yeah, Alex, you take your time. You watch any episode you want. I got some good stuff on the way as well. We're gonna look at a little like vocal action next week. I almost said this week. Look at chopping up the vocals and you know, maybe replicating some stuff. I did some good stuff on Ableton for a Patreon session this week. We should take a look at it. It's pretty fun. I want to dive into some like excuse me, like some TikTok. Saw some cool TikTok videos of how to chop some different samples up, and I want to try it out. It's like some new techniques that I haven't really looked at before. So let's move some things around. I wasn't really set up to stream, as you can tell by like random bits and bobs back here. But yeah, we're making do. We've got a keyboard and a noisy QWERTY. Check out Bad at Maths Music. Amazing stuff. If you haven't already, I do want to get a collab in at some point this year, buddy. So if you got any stems, send them over. This is a little session that I did for my Patreon student. We can break it down from the beginning, but this is essentially what we're going for. It's that kind of like bicep sampling method. I know it's popular with Fred again as well. So this is the main technique. You guys hear that? Have I made sure that my preferences are out? Yeah, awesome stuff. Harvey, you absolutely do, buddy. I've been like, I spoke to you about it, and you was like, "Can you send the track over?" And then I checked in on the DMs because I'm notoriously slow at replying, and not yours, but like a lot of people's messages go to the request box. And I was checking back in, and I was like, I don't want to miss this. And yeah, send it whenever you're ready, buddy. So that's the kind of vocal technique that we're going for, and this is it with drums. Let's break this down. Let's start from scratch. Get your questions in as we go along, by the way, and I'll double back and answer some questions. It's just a hangout. It's a chat today. It's the last ever day that I'm going to be in this room. And then straight after this session, it's getting all packed up into a van. Then we'll be in the new place and it'll be super echoey for about a month. Oh, okay. Okay. Caleb sent me stems a while back. I'm so sorry. I'm going to track those down. I'll find where they are and I'll come back to you. Probably after this weekend, after I got the move out of the way, but I'm so sorry that I kept you on layaway there. I also kept a couple of other folks just on unread as well, not knowing that they sent me stems. One of them being Evie. So don't worry, everybody's in the same position. I'm just notoriously bad at replying. The Instagram DM stays on 14 from people that I know. Just like friends and family and stuff. I just get so overwhelmed that I'm like, I don't want to look at any of these, and it becomes like an admin day. So yeah, Caleb, I apologize. Harvey, send it over on email. Yeah, you know it. willhattonmusic@gmail.com. So something like this, right? You want to take like two. Where's my splice gone? You want to take like a vocal or two. I took two, just because they were complementary of each other. So that's a drum line that we're going to come back to. We'll come back to that. So with this one, I took like I think I typed in, we'll see in a minute, like ambient or atmospheric vocal. Ideally, you're going to manipulate the key. I haven't in this case. So I just kept it in the same key, which I think was F sharp major, perhaps, right? So we got these two long vocals. Is it going to play? There we go. A little bit slow. And this lower one. Cool. So we're going to take both of those, right? And we'll throw it in. And they were like kind of complementary of each other. At first, I just had this one on the bottom, this long, low vocal, sorry. So you want to like find the vocal and where they change. I didn't want that little blend here. So I didn't want the overlaps. So then I'm going to create my own overlapping section. Create a little cross. So this would be the part where the note changes. We do the same with the upper vocal. So that's the new note, right? And we're going to take that off, move that back. And we'll just do like a little crossfade. Woo! Around here somewhere, around the same place. And then, you know, I was matching the vocal, trying to get them to sound in keeping. Get rid of this drum. Ace, right? So up the top here, from there, what you do is just essentially like EQ them. Let's take the gate off, which is something we're going to come to. We'll take all the effects off. So essentially, I just EQ'd the higher vocal to be higher. Oh, sorry, the lower vocal to have more mids. And the higher vocal to have a little more high action. Really annoying harmony just there, or harmonic. That higher vocal's got like a little bit of widener. I still have not got Splice after saying I would get Splice for 3 years. I wonder how many credits I've got left on Splice as well. Jesus Christ. I keep saying that I'm going to cancel Splice, so I'm like doing the inverse of you, buddy, because I got something like, I think it only tells me on the website, but I think I got something like 800 credits. Just insane. I don't download enough because now I've got like enough samples. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather I'd rather kind of, what's the word? Create my own. I don't know why I lost the word for creating my own. So then you throw those things into a group, right? And take like a kick track and create a rhythm from that kick track. Doesn't have to be a kick. Could be anything. Could be a clap, could be your own shout, whatever. Throw it in a gate to your group. Throw in a gate to your group, and then take that audio from the kick track, send it to the group. So now what you're doing is you're gonna pull the threshold down. I like to have the return meet the threshold, otherwise some dynamics don't come through. But start to pull that threshold down. Now you get like a nice gate effect. Add a little bit of reverb. And then I was just EQing this a little bit as well, just for funsies. Any of those like kind of triplet notes that came in together. You can see that I'm just pulling it down ever so slightly on those sections. So I just got your email there, Harvey. I'll check it out after the stream. Thanks, buddy. Can't wait. That works really well. And then you can do the same with the chords. So these chords, I'm just essentially playing in by the pen tool. I don't normally do it like that. So I chose this nice little serum patch. Again, let's take it out of being sent. This is something I made years ago to emulate Holding On by Bloom, or was it Ryex? There was a song by somebody. Maya Yen in the chat. Oh my God, Maya Yen's got 2,400 credits. See, again, we don't need to be paying for these things. Maya, just sharing Maya's music once again in the chat. Thank you so much for stepping in today, Maya. Really appreciate it. And it's always nice to have like a different perspective on production as well. You do some different things to me, and then there's some places where we overlap. Especially having like vocals in the channel as well. I think this is something that we're hopefully going to do more often in the future. Do check out Maya's music in the chat there. So I had this synth. I didn't have it play the whole way through. Kind of had it would decay off a little bit too much. See, now it's like a little bit too quiet. So we wanted those like blasts of sound. And then you're essentially going to like send that to the gate as well. Oh, easy. Combine the vocal. And then you can do the same with a bass. The bass is the same as that synth that we just heard, just with the distortion turned up. Drop it down an octave, easy peasy. Now, the exciting part is kind of the drums, or the part that glues it together is the drums. So originally, I just took this pattern here, which is very super simple. These three elements. Just got some hi-hats chopped up. Just from, we're talking about splice. It's just taken from a splice sample. Kick with the hi-hat in it. It came from the same stem that you heard above. So you're actually getting that hi-hat in the drum stem. I'm just rolling off the lows. And then this like terribly low snare. Harvey says, I've recently learned that just layering the same thing across different sounds makes a track sound way more finished rather than trying to play multiple different things. Dude, you and me both. Like, I remember I used to try and you would have a chord progression and the bass would be doing something different to the chord progression, and then the vocal would be doing another, and then you've got too many things, way too many things going on. Just to do what we did above and just take like that chord progression being essentially what the vocals is playing, which is what the lower vocal was playing, and then the bass is just taking the lowest notes of those chords, albeit they don't move about as much as the chords. Got some changed notes here, this jumping back up, these two notes jumping back up, but still very, very similar. And just those tiny little changes are enough to make something sound, a little bit more unique. Bad at Math is fantastic. That always in the chat. I can definitely make it more. It can definitely make it more lush and full. For sure. So we had that, but I wanted the snares to be a little bit more pronounced. I just took the old decap click or clap and threw that over the top. And then the fun stuff comes from little open hi-hat, but we got these little drum fills. Now this is something that I featured in the what was it called? What was that video where I pretended I was playing drums at the beginning? Forget what that guy's called, but making your drums sound a little bit more live, whatever that video is. I'm sure it begins with S. Very similar technique, kind of just chopping up those ghost notes. So we had something like this. And anywhere that there was ghost notes in between, just chopping those up. And then I love to double click on those samples and just pull those beats back. Oh, actually, I didn't do it. I must have tried it with these samples, but I didn't end up doing it. Yeah, so they're left exactly as they are. I was going to apply a bit of groove as well, which I've enjoyed doing lately, but again, it didn't work for these. You can hear all the pops and clicks and stuff in there. Oh, that was the hi-hat. That's why. Oh, I did. Look, warp, beats, forward envelope, 17 is where the envelope is set out, -2. There you go. So I did pull them back a little bit, so they're not as full. But same again, you can hear all the pops and clicks in there. I'm only really fading the files that are joint. And you can do that by highlighting everything. Option Command F, boom, we're done. Little drum fills. And that amongst the beat makes it way more groovy to my ears anyway. If we put that in and took it out, let's check it out. Now let's put it in. Just tiny little ghost notes. Those like little things that kind of bring a bit more flavor to the track. Feel free to throw questions at me, guys. I'm probably going to bounce around some projects today. G-Block says, where are you moving to? So right now I'm on like the outskirts of London. I don't know how many people are UK and US based in the chat. But I'm on the outskirts of London. Most Americans think that I'm still in London. Because I'm literally that close. It's like a gnat's hair in a place called Southend, which is like 45 minutes, I think. 40 minutes on the train into London. But just rent is going up, buddy. It's pretty crazy. I don't really like being on the seafront so much. It's cold. Seaside towns are a little bit sad. And some of you know, I know Harvey knows, my buddy at Adira, he lives out in Colchester. And he was just like, I was looking for a new place to move to, somewhere I haven't been before. And him and I have always been about an hour or more away from each other. And we've known each other for a good, I don't know, maybe 8 years or something now. And we just kind of commute to each other. So he was just like, why don't you move down to Colchester? We'll be neighbors. And I was like, oh, I like the sound of that. So I'm moving to Colchester, if you've heard of it. It's like a quiet little, I guess it's not super quiet, but it's kind of more of a villagey town. And I found a nice little cul-de-sac to live in. So I'm at a point in my life, because I'm old as hell, where I just want to pay for like peace. So it's a smaller place than I'm in right now. But I'll have like a nice studio set up. And yeah, it's just old people that live in this cul-de-sac. I'll be the youngest person. I just don't want any beef. I've got a neighbor downstairs that loves to party at least 2 or 3 times a week until about 4 or 5 in the morning. I can hear everything. Now think about when I tell you I can hear everything. I can hear everything, like way too much. Do you know what I'm saying? And my previous neighbor lived above me. Some of you might remember this from the old house. But I would have, if you were a Patreon student, or I'd do a live stream, the guy above me would sometimes party. Sometimes he would get really high and let his bath overflow. I'm not making this up. And his bath would overflow, and the water would run onto the floor. And then it was a really old Victorian house that was built in like the 1800s or something like that. And the water would run down the walls. There was just mold and damp and everything. But that happened one time, and it was funny. So I was like, "How do you let the bath overflow?" And he was like, "I get high, man." He was like 55-year-old hippie dude. And then it happened the second time. I was like, "You got to be the biggest idiot in the world." It ended up happening 4 times. And I was like, I'm going to move out. So that sucked. I also got taken hostage in that house. This is a true story. This is 100% a true story. And there was this guy who was going through it. I don't know what he was going through, but yeah. Joined the Midlands gang. Harvey, dude, I'm in a rental contract now for another year, but you keep me posted. If you're still in the Midlands of March of 2024, dude, I'll come down. I'd love to, buddy, because you got a good music scene. We'll hang out for sure. We got to get together this year as well. But yeah, this dude was going through it and went a bit mad. And then for a whole day, didn't let anybody in the house. So it was like a house that was divided up into 5 flats. Didn't let anybody leave. And he was like, if you come out your house, I'm going to set the place on fire. And the police had to come and they had to talk him down. And he was naked on the driveway, kicking my car and my neighbor's car. Sorry about this. I'm just making sure my screen doesn't turn off. Yeah, kicking my car and my neighbor's car. The police had to be like, "Hey, buddy, you good?" And then he went away for a year. I don't know if he went to prison or somewhere else. And then he came back a year later, and I was like, "I'm gonna move out." Caleb says they've raised my rent $500 in 2 years. House hunting right now, dude. We're all getting, especially US and the UK, we are all getting hit, man. It's crazy. The place that I live for another however many hours, 12 hours, is massive. And the place I'm moving to tomorrow, is way smaller. It's just like 2 rooms and a bathroom. And I'm paying 300 more quid for it, and I'm just like, yo. and I just have to like really make a house a home and be really clever with space, like IKEA, just figuring out, let's get this shelving unit that goes in the wall, and this thing goes under the sofa, and when you eat your dinner you have to pull this thing out of the cupboard and do this. You have to be real careful. The bathroom is like, everything is touching me at one point, and I'm like, okay, I just have to remember that everybody is in the same position. We're going through some kind of mad crisis. It is what it is. Yeah, it's wild. But hey, the content will continue. The content will continue. I want to die. I might make something new today. Should I make something new? Let's see. Let's just see what we got. I don't know. Gonna play something in. I don't know what vibe I'm feeling. Maybe go. Oh, you know what I did want to do? Just real quick. Let's go back to screen share. There was this thing on TikTok that I really wanted to check out, and I want to see if I can recreate this because this sounded wild. They're in my office studio with my wife now, hoping for just one more room, dude. That's the dream, right? You get that one extra bedroom, and you're like, cool, I got a studio. You put some soundproofing in, you're good to go. When that space like closes in on you, it's a little bit tougher. Hi, we have soft clipper in Ableton like FL. You can do some soft clipping in Ableton. You just got to use is it the glue compressor? We'll have a look in a little bit. Use the glue compressor and drive it pretty hard. I think you can use the limiter as well. I'm doing this off the top of my head because obviously I'm looking at a TikTok video. But yeah, you can do soft clipping. Easy. So this guy, I don't know who he is. DNKSAUS, Dunk Sauce. Did this video and I was like, this sounds amazing.
Or just recording yourself playing with.
Hopefully you guys can hear this.
Yeah, sound design sessions are just recording yourself playing with stuff. I could get like an audio track to record. Then you have this like recording you can warp. You can go into beats mode, go to sample offset, warp the time, consolidate with Command J, go to texture mode, grain and flux, extend this sample for a long time. And consolidate again to make a new MIDI track, drag it in, go to slice mode, can make it more of an instrument. When you cut it up, you can get things like this.
We gotta try this because he goes so quickly that I have no idea what he does. So we're just gonna try and figure it. This is like a real behind the scenes of what I do on Inspired By. Just trying to figure out how these trends and sounds and stuff are made. So it sounds like he got like I like the sound, so we're gonna go mallets, right? It's a little bit trial and error. If you ever have a Patreon session with me, sometimes it can get a little bit like this. That's a fun sound. I wonder if we could take the delay off of that. I don't like the delay. Mallet tone, spectral, synth verb. Okay, we're not doing this. It immediately started sounding terrible as soon as I started touching anything. Let's use the operator. I feel like this is my favorite instrument. I use it in every session that we do, every live stream. Come into here, we get the mallets. I've been on this computer all day and I swear I'm like starting not to be able to see. My eyes just keep going. Let's use the kalimba. Or the noisy bells. My eyes just keep going super blurry. Where are our noisy bells? Brush bells are lovely. Okay, let's go with the plastic kalimba. All right, so this guy got this. He put an ARP on it. Did he record this sound straight in? We're gonna have to watch the video a lot. So he went MIDI effects. He put the arpeggiator on. Then he was doing some. Was he playing chords? Now, let's see, nice sound from the guy. I can't remember if he was playing chords. Let's go back. We don't care about shortcuts. We don't care about TikTok for desktop. That sounds so dangerous.
Playing with stuff. I could get like an ARP, an audio track to record.
Okay. An ARP and an audio track to record. Oh, and he put the rate on free. Style random. See, they don't explain these bits. Style random. No offset. The rate was on free. 1, infinite 0, all good. 12, 64. Everything is the same. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna record that in. I might do it higher, no? And did he play different notes?
Then you have this like.
Why is his like playing almost like up and down? Oh, someone's at the phone. Hello? Can't figure out how to do this bloody ARP. Okay, so maybe we get an audio track. Maybe we'll record in something here. And we'll just have a bunch in here. So we're gonna go like this. I got another little trick that I picked up from Decap today that I should show you guys as well. Very cool stuff. Yeah, this. I don't like that note. We're just gonna leave it like that. Okay, cool. Aces. I don't want to move my controller to find the button. I got my zoom, my Twitch controls up here in front of the screen. All right. So we got that, and then we're gonna mess with the rate and record this in. Is that what we're gonna do? Resample? Is that all he did?
There's like recording you can warp. You can go into beats mode.
Jesus. All right, calm down, everybody. Chords. And then we're going to go back to that. But this needs to stay on record, please, sir. Okay, so double click on here. Hit record. Rate. literally no idea what we're doing. Then he goes into here. Let's turn resample off real quick. Resample, no input. Turn this guy off. I like the end of this better than I like the beginning of this. Okay. And then he said we can go into here, resample this like we do with our beats. Forward. Okay, both ways. It's both ways. It's both ways.
Go to sample offset, warp the time.
Sample offset. Where's sample offset? Why does he have that? Is this in an update?
Then you have this like recording you can warp. You can go into beats mode, go to sample.
Oh, it was in clip. Okay. Sample offset. I've never done this in my life.
Sample offset, warp the time.
What does warp in the time do? Does anybody know? I assume I'm going to hit B and draw that in. Is this putting it in different keys? Or playing it slower or faster? I figured it out. Okay, what does he do after that?
Consolidate with Command J, go to texture mode, grain and flux, extend this sample for a long time.
Calm down, Jesus. Right, okay, so now we've got to... These TikTok videos are so quick, man. Okay, so we do that. And then we go into warp mode, but we're doing texture this time. And we do grain size and flux. Which sounds like it does nothing. Oh, but we're extending the time. Ooh. Is he recording this as well?
You can consolidate again to make a new MIDI track, drag it in, go to slice mode, can make it more of an instrument.
He just gets it like he wants it. Gets it like he wants it. Gets it like he wants it. I'm not gonna lie, I hate it. Not loving it. What I would like to do is press J on that again. And then go to beats and then see what comes out of it. Nothing comes out of it. Amazing. Wow. Okay, so we keep that. What happens if you do tones? Nothing. It has to be on texture. Okay, fine. So Command J, and then we put that on a MIDI track. I feel like he did it way better than I did it. And then you chop it up, slice. Huh. It's not looking too great, is it, chat? Why doesn't it want to slice up my samples? Normally it does it by transients, but it doesn't like the look of them today. Let's do it by regions. That's not great, is it? It's not ideal. Doesn't even want to play. Okay, there we go. How many regions can I have? How comes his sounded awesome?
When you cut it up, you can get things like this.
I mean, I guess he is using one note. Mine sounds like feedback. Mine sucks. And also it won't cut it up in I guess I made mine too like blurry, trippy. I don't know what the word is, but it doesn't want to cut mine up at all. Which is a shame. Just wants to do the whole thing. So this one, if this was a myth, busted. This myth is busted. This guy's got a cool channel though. I might do a little deep dive real quick. Oh, you know what? I actually wanted to jump on. Hopefully, Jono doesn't mind me. Oh, it's in his Dropbox. I'm not gonna look at this on stream only because it's in Jono's Dropbox, and I feel like if it was here on this is in the Track Surgery group for people that are members of the Track Surgery Discord, Patreon. And I wanted to look at Jono's remix some stems that I had on a YouTube video, but I'm gonna watch that after this video because I don't feel like he'd want me to play it on stream. But yeah, let's check out this guy's channel. I want to see if he's got some other stuff. Making water in Ableton. Producer sound design hack.
Reasons to record sound design sessions. When you record random sounds like this, you can drag one in, set it to slice mode, add some compression, place slices on your push or your keyboard. But what's really fun is if you get an ARP and put it on random mode.
This guy is addicted to arpeggiators. Alto wavy Reese, dank sources, layered automation. Let's check out later.
I think the best sounds in your songs you could have are the ones that are irreplicable. And one of the ways you can make those sounds is making layers of humanized automation. So if I have...
What a great word. Irreplicable. Irreplicable. When I say it doesn't... Anything this guy doesn't sound like a thing that I could do. I can't even say irreplicable. It doesn't sound like a word.
This bass patch, and I move parameters around while I'm recording.
His words are irreplicable.
Then duplicate what you just recorded. Press this plus button up here, which allows you to record more automation and maybe on top of what you just recorded. And then move more parameters around and repeat this process. Duplicate again.
I'm going to assign it to a macro though. Would that not save you a little bit of time? That's cool though. I don't know if I would. Top 5 ways to use vocoder. This is it.
Top 5 ways to use vocoder. Number 1, colorizing. Let's say I have this bass sound and this chord. And I have the chord muted in front of vocoder. Make sure it's on external. Take audio from your chords. Now the bass is playing the chords. Number 2, say you want to turn your hi-hats and the rides, just turn up the formant and turn up the release. Number 3, making things sound wet. This time change it to modulator mode. Play with the range. Play with the bands.
I don't like that this guy's written.
I think the best sounds in your songs you could have are
on his cupboard.
It's pretty handy to have a breakbeat rack that plays through MIDI. Top 5 ways. Top 5 ways to use vocoder. Number 1, pick a wave. Play with the dry wet. Number 5, making bloopy schmoops. Make the bandwidth like 10% to be super narrow.
Bloopy schmoops.
And then automate the formant.
Are there any really good TikToks that do like producer hacks? One that I found the other day, this was from Decap. We all know Decap does some good producer hacks, right? But one thing that he said, let's get a production session from the one we were just looking at, right? I didn't know you could do this. This is replacing audios. So if you want to replace audio samples that are in your track, I've done this so many times. Let me know. Let me know if this is you. So you go over to Splice, whatever, and you want to change this snare for another one. I would like grab that snare. I would like do this, the whole tune. So apparently, what you can do, if you want to change your samples throughout the whole track, is double click or right click. Right click, show in browser, right? Here's the sample in the browser. And then what you can do is drag this sample onto that and it does nothing. All right. Imagine though. What did I do wrong? What did I do? Okay, let's try a different thing. I'm sure it's something like this. Let's right click again. Right click. We might have to look up the video. It's not show in Finder. It's not edit text. We know what that does. How do we do it? Oh, maybe. No, it's not that. As much as I love Reason, some stuff you could do in Ableton is just so helpful for creativity. Yeah, if only I could get this to work, huh?
What is
What a disappointment. Let's go. Oh, I need to find Decap's clip of it. Decap music. Change your energy. No. I mean, am I really gonna be able to find it? I loved seeing a video the other day that was just like how to it was how to make a beat out of your head, and it's just Decap slapping his head. Making a beat with my bald head. Fantastic. The guy is just killing it. Why does this is a question I have for Ableton that isn't that helpful, Harvey. Any other DAW, if you convert something, if you export something, you have an MP3, the track just plays. But in Ableton, there's always a delay. Why has that always been a thing? I don't understand. I mean, he makes a lot of videos, huh? I wonder if it would be on. This is gonna bug the hell out of me now, so I need to find it. Let's go Decap, sample swapping. The dyslexia is dyslexiaing today. How to replace all audio clips in Ableton. Brilliant. Can't wait to get copyright strike for that.
If you want to replace audio files without MIDI, I'm going to show you guys how to do that.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to just grab this kick from Drums and Knock Volume 9.
Throw it in.
Okay, I'm going to drag that in.
Great.
Solo it. Say I have a pattern.
Yep. Get to it.
Go in and drag a sound on top of it. Click one of them. Down here where it says the name, Brash Full Metal Kick, you want to right click it and click man.
We were so close. We were so close. Double click. Okay. This doesn't need to be full screen, does it? Double click where it says the file name, which is here, manage sample file. Then go to splice, then drop the sound on top of that. Oh my goodness. My sample isn't there. This is great. This is great. Is it because I chopped the sample? What's going on? That's not good, is it? There's just nothing there. Okay. We're close. We're close though. Oh, great. We closed. Ableton just died. The last comment in the chat is Harvey being like, man, Ableton's really good for some stuff. I would like to recover my work. Yes, please. So how comes it didn't show my snare? Oh, maybe that's why it closed. Okay, let's do this again. I'm going to get our kicks back. Here's a snare, sorry. We want to replace that with this little snare. We're going to double click. We're going to go to manage sample file, which is here. And we're going to drop this sample on top of this. Huh. Let's just do it with a random. This isn't really working. Is my neighbor already having a party? 5:30 on a Thursday. The guy's like 60. He, whatever. Okay, so dude, I'm moving in one day. It's all good. Okay, so we've got a kick. Double click. Right click. Manage sample file. We're going to just choose this kick. Sounds different enough. Okay, that one worked. I guess it's maybe because I guess it's because I chopped some stuff up, because this sample is made up of all of those hi-hats and kicks and stuff. So maybe that's what it wasn't liking. But it does work individually, so that's fine. Caleb says it crashes on him regularly as well. I feel like, Caleb, I don't know if you agree. I don't know if you keep yours updated. I have another update. Maybe that will fix something. Look at the release notes real quick. But like the last couple of updates I've done have been killing Ableton for me. Like the CPU is going crazy. I keep crashing. If I open up a project from another project, it crashes. Very strange. Capture MIDI, Cloud in Live, in the Cloud tab of Live's browser. Okay, control surfaces. Steelhead uses Cloud in Live quite often. I've never used it. I just keep it on a hard drive. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I feel like it would slow us down a little bit if we're using the cloud. What version of Mac OS are you on? My iMac is far behind. It's a good question. 12.3 on an M1. Caleb agrees. It's just, yeah, I don't know if they added something. It's just buggy. Max for Live interface. See, this doesn't say anything about crashes, right? Oh, bug fixes. Here we go. Fix 2 bugs relating to link. Okay, don't use that. All good. Fix the bug that disabled file synchronization between Live's browser and secondary drives. Fix the bug. So they fixed some bugs. Imagine being these. Look at those bugs. Just imagine. Oh, having to do this. You get people's feedback and stuff, and if you get enough of that one thing, you're like, oh, we've got to do this. Nudging clips on link tracks now works as expected. Great. Things don't even work as they're expected. 10.15 over here, but probably should update. Oh, so you're further ahead than me, right? 10.15 you said? Oh, okay, 12.3, 10.15. Yeah, you should probably update. You're a couple behind. But also, sometimes dude, I remember when I went to the Apple. This is many years ago. I went to the Apple. John Luke, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm like moving house. I didn't have time to shoot a video, so I asked Maya to take part. It's a really good episode if you want to check it out, John. And her music is in the chat as well. Yeah, I remember it was like I was in the Apple store maybe like 4 years ago, and I was buying a MacBook. 3 years ago, I think, and I was buying a MacBook. And the genius pulled me aside, and she, like on the low, she was like, "I'm not really supposed to tell you this, but she used some kind of Adobe product, whether it be Illustrator or Photoshop, and she was like, I'm not really supposed to tell you this, but I'm a creative as well, and I don't use past I think she said 2016 MacBooks. She was like, I just go on eBay, I get a refurbished 2016, because they work far better with these programs than this was a few years ago, so it might not be the same with like the M1 chips and stuff, but I noticed that like a lot of creatives were just like, I'm going to keep this laptop, this is fine. Yeah, and I noticed that with like doing the updates, as you were saying, Harvey, like some of those updates will just make, I don't know, an Adobe product or a software run a little bit slower. It can't find the connections that it needs. One of the problems I'm having with Adobe Premiere that I'm having at the minute when I edit any videos is any time that I bring in text to a video, this is driving me insane. So every single YouTube video that I've uploaded or Instagram for anything with text that I've uploaded in the last 4 months since doing an update, as soon as I bring a text file in to Premiere, it crashes and just closes. No save, nothing. So I'm constantly like Command S, Command S, Command S to make sure it saves. And I haven't got to the bottom of it. I've sent reports. I've tried to speak to customer service. I've looked at the forums. Can't find any kind of workaround for it. So what I have to do is I have to start a project with a text file. So let's say it's the credits at the end of a inspired by episode. I'll throw the credits in first because there's nothing else in the software. Do that animation for it, bounce them or export them. And then when I'm done with all of the text files that are all exported, I then import them into the new finished Premiere timeline that I'm working on. It's like those little things, and they've only come with like an update. Just like, damn, it's every update something else gets like pushed out of the way. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm just being an old man. I don't know if I want to make a tune today. I'm kind of like in a in between place today. I wonder if I've got anything here. I haven't even really made any new music. I sent the old, when we were in the last stream, I sent the Tia Kareen little remix off to My mind is all over the place today. Morel. Tom says, happy that I've finally been able to catch a stream. Hopefully I'm not too late. Hope everyone is doing well. What's up, Tom? I was just trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the stream. I don't know if I want to make a tune. I'm just kind of hanging out and chatting and stuff. But yeah, I sent the Tia Corrine vocal over to Morel. I want her to put some nice like R&B chords on it. It's a nice drum pattern though. Drum pattern's killer. I want to do more count style drums. This one was a fun one to mess around with. Hopefully I don't get a copyright. Oh, no. I pitched the vocal, so it'll be fine. So in the last stream, I use it's not complex, is it? Genius vocals a lot. You know, when people just talk through a track. There's a good Paramore one there at the minute that she's clearly like listening to a click track because there's so much gap between her vocals. And I was like, oh, I could use that. So we chopped up this Tia Corrine. Tia Corrine or Corrine? I feel like I'm saying Corrine is a little bit too emphasizing, right? Silly old white guy. So we chopped this up, pitched it up a little bit. Originally it was like this.
Me, where she wanna be, call me Freaky T.
And I just pitched it up.
Me, where she wanna be, call me Freaky T.
Got OTT, Valhalla, glue compressor. Oh, you can do soft clipping if our boy's still in the chat. You can do soft clipping in the glue compressor. See, I did that from memory. EQ8 and then a sidechain compressor. Link those together.
Me, where she wanna be, call me Freaky T.
And then I didn't really know what to do for melodic, so I just put this drum pattern down. John, drive safely, my friend. I'll chat to you soon. So then I kind of combine these.
I got hopes. When it's not enough, come do that. Look at me. Look at me. Get me.
But I didn't know what to do with it. So I got to send it over to my girl, Morel. Morel is sick. She featured on the channel before as well. It's Morel, the Gemini. We already got it here. You already know. Oh, I love that you guys were looking at my face the entire time because I forgot to share my screen. We do it once a stream. So annoying. Yeah, Morel the Gemini. This is definitely the year that Morel blows up. Her music is so good. But check this out. Let's get some of them. Oh, this one. Smooth as hell, man. Vibes, you know. Ooh. I don't think there will ever be a live stream where we don't just watch Morel's videos. So good, so good. So anyway, we sent her the drum stems to see what she would do with this little. So I had to do something with it, but yeah, I think I might shoot. I think I might shoot off, guys. I'm not really feeling making some tunes today, but I wanted to give a little life update. I'm open to answering some questions if anybody has any. I feel like it's a little bit of a quiet chat today. What's up, Jeff? Good to see you, buddy. Is music production your full-time job, or you have a job on the side? If you don't mind me asking. I don't mind you asking, buddy. This is my full-time job. So I was a music lecturer for about 10 years or 9 years. And alongside being a music lecturer, I was a session musician, and um, I ran like a studio. I did production on the side. I made like music for ads and things like that. And then when the pandemic hit, it was going into my 10th year of working at a college, which the college was also the college I attended. So I'd been there since I was like 16. And my neighbors are going wild downstairs. I know the mic isn't picking it up, but it is so loud in this room. So I was like, I don't want to be here working here for 10 years. And the college was severely underfunded. A terrible, terrible. I don't really like the word toxic. It gets thrown around a lot, but this was a toxic place to work. Just not working for people that really valued their staff, that were doing a good job. And I started uploading very, very early, inspired by videos, just on, I think the first videos were like on Phase Plant or something, for my current students that were at the college. And then I figured, let me just give this a bash. So in the month that we went into lockdown, March of 2020, I think it was, I handed in my notice. So I knew I had 3 months pay coming in from the college, because you had to give 3 months notice at my job. So I knew that I had 3 months checks coming in. I put out a beat tape because I knew everybody would be listening to like study music, ambient music. And then I jumped on Fiverr and Upwork and was taking loads of mixing work. And whilst that was happening, I was churning out these YouTube tutorials, because the more YouTube tutorials you have online, obviously good ones, if they're dead in the water, they're not going to make any money. But the more, in theory, the more YouTube videos you have online, the more monetization there is, because they're always ticking over, right? So that was kind of my goal. Then I picked up a couple of sponsors, started streaming to 1 million people a week on Reddit, picked up more sponsors, did more music work, and now it's just YouTube pretty much. Like I do my Spotify stuff, as you know, and just the YouTube bits. But yeah, it's pretty much this. But you know, for 10 years, just this is all to be said, that for 10 years I was doing the hustle. I was doing it on the side, session work. I play the Royal Albert Hall one night, and then go to my college job and do 7 hours. And then the following night, I'd be in like a bar and I'd be playing to no one. And then the following night, I'd be at the Coco and it would be like half full. And then I'd go to my college job and then I'd come home and do a vocal session or a mix. It was like a slog. But if if this is the industry that you really want to work in, you can do it 100%. 100%. Tom says, how do you handle creative blocks if you have them? I want to release more music, but I don't want to force myself to make something I myself don't enjoy. Creative blocks aren't fun. No, they're not fun at all. The thing with creative blocks is I don't I'm not one of these creators that's like Gary V, that's just like wake up at 5, rise and grind and all of that rubbish. When you're dealing with creativity, you got to know that it's like you're truly blessed if you can just make it. You're truly blessed if you could just make it for fun and have fun. And then you're even more lucky or fortunate if you could turn that into a career. But if you go into it being like, this is going to be my job, you're kind of doomed, because you're like, I have to do this every day. So like, with your boy Jeff's comment, sorry, like if he's working a full-time job, like my college job was 7.5 hours, I knew that I would have to put in at least 7 hours for my music job, like that thing on the side, because you can't like do a 7-hour shift and then do like a few hours of music, just like a couple, and like hope that, you had to treat it like a full-time job. So I realized over time, like if you're trying to be creative and you're trying not to have it be your job, then I don't prescribe to that rise and grind thing of like doing it all the time. So I take breaks. I like go for a walk. I don't. Thank you for the subscribe. I'm not sure who that was. Let me check out though real quick. Ian Threadgold, thank you so much for the subscription. Appreciate you. But yeah, like I take walks. I leave it for a week. I leave it for 2 weeks. There's been times where I've gone like a month or two without touching music. When I went to America last year, I made sure I had a heavy month of work where I did YouTube videos, Patreon sessions, projects, things that I could sell. Music was coming out, all of that for like a heavy month, so I could take 2 months off. And when I came back to music, I think I did a stream when I just got back and I was rusty. Because sometimes you got to take those breaks, but then that's where the inspiration comes from. If you do have the inspiration to work, but you're not able to churn out songs, I would check out. This sounds like a plug, but it's genuinely what I do. I've got a 5 tips video for creative block, and I've also got a more recent video that was in the old place, and I've got a 3. I think it's called 3 moods or 3 tips for moods in your music. I'll check that out. So genuinely, what I do is I'll go through a project. Sorry, let me start again. I'll open a project and I'll just create sounds. So like, I'll show you real quick and then I'll come to some other questions. So like, I'll get a new project and I'll get like, I'll get something like piece of noise. So I'm just going to type in noise. Something like, that's fun. I'll get this and I'll put like an EQ on it. And what's A? Is it like 440? I'll go 440 with the EQ. And I'll put the gain right up and I'll put the cue point right up and I'll go clink, 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 clink. It's a fun sound without a limiter, isn't it? You should always put a limiter on because otherwise literally everybody just unsubscribes. There you go. Cool. We're going to turn that down. Cool. So now you've got like this frequency at A, which is fun. Sorry for everybody's ears as well. And then you freeze that track and you flatten it. And that's at A. And then you can create a new MIDI track. And then you can go to the MIDI track and throw the sound on it, which has got this like peaked frequency, right? And we turn the gain down a little bit. Just move my stream controls here. Turn that down. Cool. And then we can also transpose this. So if we're at A, let's transpose it 1, 2, 3 notes up. So 3 semitones up so that it's at C. So then we know where the chord is, right? So now we can do this. Whoops, we got to set it to record on. Now we can do something like this. But all of the notes you can hear that, they're all playing from the same place. So what you want to do is set this to like maybe a sampler instrument. So it has like a little bit more. Let's do this at C again. So the root note was A. Cool. What you want to do is go to like modulation. And on LFO2, set it to like ramp. Maybe the frequency to like 30 hertz. Destination A is going to be maybe like our sample offset or our loop start. I think our loop start would be good. And set this to like 100. And go to here. And then we're going to go like with our loop, we're going to create a new loop like here. Cool. I'm going to put the playhead real close to it as well. Oh, look. So that's cool. But I want it to like fade in a little bit because that sounds awful with all of those clicks and stuff. So we go like, I haven't done this in a bit, as you can tell. Cool. I'm going to create a little fade as well. So we'll do a little crossfade. Cool. Might put some reverb on that so it acts as like a sustain. Let's go with a bit of Valhalla. See how that sounds. Also, something like that is fun. And then I get a return track, and I'll just like record that in. So it's all like sound design stuff. Resampling, record these in at the same time. Doesn't want to record for some reason. See, this is Caleb. This is another thing that keeps happening. I hit record and then nothing. It just like stays at the top. Doesn't want to record. It's like a weird bug where it just wants to freeze. I don't know why that is. Can't get it to stop doing that. So if you know, let me know. But anyway, so we could do it another way. We could just right click and do the MIDI. And let's go with these notes that we had. Hit the headphone icon. Oh, it doesn't even want to allow us to input anything today, huh? Alrighty then, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Ableton is buggy today. Do legato. It's easier, isn't it? Cool. Do we want anything else? Let's take this note too. Cool. So something like this works well. Legato, everything. And now my notes want to be small because this note was ever so slightly in front of it. Oh, how frustrating today. Cool. All right. So something like that. And now my playhead doesn't even want to play. What is going on? Such a weird bug. So freeze that. So then that's like an audio track. Flatten it. I'm just going to save this real quickly. We'll call this noise or B noise apparently. We'll close this down and open it again. I don't know what's going on with my Ableton. Why it doesn't want to play sounds. Normally that happens when you disconnect your audio device, but we haven't done that. Okay, so now we've got like a sample that has noise in it that also plays chords, and then we can bring our noise back if we want and take those annoying EQs off of it. So we'll take that same noise here. And then with this, I'd go beats, forward, transients. Cool. And just get some like weird rhythms out of it. Cool. So there was something here. Like that. Da 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 da. You know, like there's something there. Basically make a ton of different different kind of like sample resampled sound sources and atmospheres that sit under the track when I'm feeling creative, but I don't want to make a full track, or I can't make a full track if I've got that beat block. I'll make loads of stuff like that. I'll take this sound that we've got here. This is fun, but I'll like add like the auto pan. I don't think it has a space. Maybe it does. It has a dash, right? And it's in pitch for some reason. I'll take the auto pan. I'll put this on 100% phase. And then I'll also make the rate from up down. So it does things like this. That's fun. But then I'll take the complex warp mode, go to envelopes, change it to clip, and then transpose. And then over time, you can get something that's like super bendy as well. Where does this stop? This is on bar 3, so something like this. Or if you just want it to bend a little bit, but it doesn't want to, you don't want it to come out of key, just keep it under those 50 cents. Have it pitch back up. That's pretty fun. We could loop that. So just like little things like that that you can freeze, flatten, sample out. And then when you come to your projects, you can have a whole bunch of samples. Like some days I spend a whole day making grooves. Another day I'll spend the whole day making like atmospheres or sounds or finding acapellas. Like you just want a big bank of things that will offset that writer's block that you have. Yeah, Caleb says that he played gigs for 15 years, but now only plays shows that he really wants to play. I don't think I've played a real life gig, excuse me, for about 3 or 4 years. I used to be gigging all the time. Someone asked me just last night, would I prefer, and no one's asked me this question before. I've got my drums in the background here. I don't even think you can see. You can see a little bit in the mirror behind me, but I haven't touched these drums in I think a year. It's the longest I haven't played drums for, and I'm trying to think. Would I prefer to only have drums or to only have production now? And it's a really tough question. No one had asked me it. I gave it a long think, and I think drums gives me more joy. Something that I picked up when I was 9. I'm a, like, without tooting my own horn, I'm a fantastic drummer. But the problem is lugging that kit somewhere, packing it up, putting it in the car. I get so stressed. I'm such an anxious person. I get so stressed when getting to a venue. If there is parking, am I gonna have to park somewhere that I don't really know the area? Will it be far away from the venue? How do I get it from the car to the venue? No one ever wants to help you. You're the last person as a drummer to get in the first person to get into the venue as a drummer, last person to leave. Everybody's like got a drink, whatever. You're still packing up the stuff on the stage, so you've got like hours of prep for every rehearsal and every gig, and hours of set down time for like a 20-minute set, a 30-minute set, maybe an hour-minute set, a 60-minute set. And my production stuff is just here. So it was a really difficult question to answer. But I guess I'd go production because it's what I make my money off of, and the sound is always perfect. We're just in this room. Whereas drums, I get more enjoyment out of, but it's not always set up. If I had a permanent studio, and you guys wouldn't stop seeing me play drums. But yeah, I know what you're saying, Caleb. Do I enter the Kenny Beat battles? I've never entered a Kenny Beat battle. I just don't really like, I know I host a beat battle from time to time, but I don't really like to enter a beat battle. Because production is not something that I do where I like am against other people. I like to do like little production challenges for myself where maybe if you were here earlier, I was trying some like TikTok hacks, some things that might work, some things that might not work, and I'll change those. And they're like challenges against me. I really like to go against other producers. If there's a plugin that I want, I'll purchase it. I'm not trying to win anything. Is this the same thing as making a one shot? I'm not sure. Maybe. You can make one shots that way. Oh, Tom. My pleasure, buddy. And Nick as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. I think Harvey loves a good battle, but we ain't seen you in a hot minute, Harvey. If we come back this month, are you coming in? We got to find a time for everybody to go against Harvey, HSK, in a beat battle, and see who comes out on top. See if he's still got it in his old age. I think I'm gonna shoot off, guys, because I'm not feeling super. We're talking about writer's block. I'm not feeling super inspired to make a beat today, because dude, I just got so much on my plate. So I'm moving literally tonight, loading up the van, and then I'll be in a new place as of tomorrow. So I'm pretty here, there, and everywhere. You might be able to tell. So I'm not like looking to sit down and make a beat or anything because I'm stressed. I'm paddling underwater. Do I know any good sax VST? I don't. I'll check your track. I'm not going to check it on stream, but I'll check it after, and I'll shoot you some feedback for sure, buddy. But yeah, this was super nice, guys. I gotta get back to Caleb. Sorry to leave you hanging. HSK, I'm gonna check out your feedback, or check out your track, give you some feedback, and I'm gonna dive into Jono's track as well. But this has been a pleasure as always. I hope you guys are all good. Stay blessed, stay cool, stay chilled. We only make music. It ain't that deep. Just have fun. You ain't gotta stress out. You ain't gotta get up at 5 a.m. and fucking try and get it in before work if you don't want to. It's all good. Hopefully I'll have the internet as of tomorrow when I move into the new place, but you know what it's like. Sometimes there's delays, so hopefully I'll be back on stream soon. But anyway, peace and love, guys. Catch you soon. Big love.